Winston has practiced during the week, been allowed to throw before Friday. Got the ball at the 31-yard line. Winston to come out throwing here, a penalty. And at the 49-yard line, they'll hand it to Martin. And just not much there. So now 2nd and 15. And that is Evans, his first catch. The Buccaneers' leading receiver.
The Bills 2 weeks ago.
And they give it to him. Patrick had the great 2015, you may recall, with the New York Jets. He threw
Von Bell. They got a fight down there on the sidelines right now.
Oh my goodness, that's Lattimore down there, and of course looks like Mike Evans. Now we've seen Evans already this year in games where he's not involved, and we're not saying that he's to blame for this, but we saw his tirade in Minnesota when he wasn't getting the football and wasn't playing well, and not quite sure what happened here, but it looked like Evans was right in the middle of it again, although Winston, oh, that's not good.
So that's some composure. Then
Evans comes over out of nowhere and just slams Lattimore to the deck. Evans should be thrown out of the game. Dean, I mean, what to think of this mess?
Yeah, anytime you have a player coming off the bench to get involved in an altercation, and then what Evans did was completely uncalled for. I certainly would support an ejection for Evans for that contact there, coming from behind, knocking that player over, and really escalated the whole situation.
Personal foul. Offense number 13. 15-yard penalty. Down counts. Still 4th down.
corner position.
That's Barber for a first down, close to midfield. First time that Evans and Lattimore.
Tom not getting reps, not getting timing with the receivers.
Chris, years at 7 and 9. We got Evans on Lattimore again down here at the bottom of your screen, and they're looking for Evans. And the throw to him is incomplete. Great coverage by Lattimore.
Walk away.
And he's having something to say.
Yeah, he's got to walk away.
11-12 to go. 3rd down. He has lost his last 9 starts. And of course, we remember the last time these teams played. Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore got into it, and it cost Evans a 1-game suspension.
And I got to keep on. Today is Chris Godwin, a rookie out of Penn State.
Converting better than 40% on.
And still make a catch.
To the ground and Barber. Well, play of this drive. Barber, quarterback. They hand it to Barber who had a team.
See, Marshon Lattimore that time was locked in on Mike Evans. That's when Mike Evans ran at him, which Jameis instigated in the first game. Mike Evans has since apologized, but he's lined up in a slot. So this is an automatic tell for Jameis Winston that they're playing man-to-man coverage when you have that tight of press coverage in the slot.
You know, Delvin Breaux is a guy that ground bird.
Ball in the air.
Ball in the air.
Just
and
like
it's
this.
in the air on this one. And what a throw. The question is it a catch? And no. And Evans shaken up along the Saints sideline.
Well, this is the matchup that we've been waiting to see. Evans does have a step on a perfect ball by Jameis Winston and just goes through his hands. Looks like he came down on the ball with that left hip.
Pump fake one way, now looking at the end zone for Evans. And he shoved the defender Lattimore. Of course, he's been whistled for 5 pass interference penalties as an offensive player this year.
Well, right here, Marshon does a great job of keeping good position, not going for the slant and go. That's what it was set up to be. And Marshon in good position, forcing the ball to be thrown outside away from Evans.
9, Barber looking for first down, running room. He has it, but a penalty. So Winston now lofts it down the sideline and incomplete, and Mike Evans is still trying to hang in there. He was in coverage there with Marshon Lattimore, the rookie out of Ohio State.
You get a scouting report on officials, they're going to let you play. Watch Lattimore right here get hands on him beyond 5 yards and hold him a little bit. So they're letting those guys go at it and fight as long as you know the rules. So Mike Evans now can in turn get a little bit more physical with Marshon Lattimore in those hand fight battles during the route. Good pickup by Jason Light.
Put it in the hands of Humphries.
A really nice job by Mike Evans, blocking on Marshon Lattimore to allow Humphries to get that edge and get 8 yards. And that's a battle. You think about it. Receivers and corners, they battle not only in coverage but also in blocking. Watch this block right here by Mike Evans. This allows this play to develop right here, and he's got Marshon Lattimore and does an outstanding job of using his body to screen him away from getting in on the tackle.
Wide open is Humphries, and he's inside the 30. How does he get that wide open?
Well, we're going to show you, because there's a miscommunication. Out here, we're going to have 2 guys cover 1 guy. Marshon Lattimore screaming. You see, we have 2 guys covering 1 guy, and leaving Humphries all alone. And Williams does a good job of giving him enough cushion to make sure you tackle him. But that's a miscommunication and a mental breakdown by Dennis Allen's defense.
43-yard gain. They fake the pitch. They come back. 2nd down and 10. And look, not much of that last night. Beautiful balance. First down for the Buccaneers. Been a good game for Humphries. Hey, he's a solid player. And the quick slant and the reception made by Evans. Boy, what coverage that was by Lattimore. The throw and the catch. Winston to Evans.
Evans uses his big body right here, and we're going to work across the field, boxing out Marshon Lattimore. But the good thing is Lattimore is in such tight coverage, Tom, that he eliminates any react yards because he makes the tackle as soon as the ball is caught by Mike Evans.
And remember, you know, right now to tie the game. But now they need a touchdown.
Here's a little matchup right here.
Before the ball arrived. 3rd down and a yard. And a catch made up to the 35-yard line by Evans. Winston fires. Beautiful throw. My, oh my, to Evans.
That's a dart. That's a dart.
Welcome those who have been watching the Rams and the 49ers today. We're in the final seconds of this one. The Saints need a win to nail down the NFC South. The Buccaneers are trailing by a point. Tampa Bay out of timeouts and has the football at the Saints' 49-yard line.
And Mike Evans did a great job off the line of scrimmage, pushing Marshon Lattimore. Won the contact battle, created space, and was able to find the open area where Jameis Winston threw a dart.
And it is a catch. Or is it? What a drive that was.
That's what we talked about. Jameis had a chance to start next year with this drive. What's he going to do? Is he going to lead his team to victory? Calm, poised, on target, not afraid to throw the tough ball. Threw a perfect ball to Godwin for 6 and goes to his trusted target, Mike Evans, in the jump ball situation, working one-on-one.
Fitzpatrick. Barber. We're at a
wide receiver tight end.
Fitzpatrick leans forward. Deepest receiving core he's had to work with in his career as Peyton Barber breaks up across the 40. It's Barber again. It's straight ahead, plowing through the Saints deep.
I'm sorry, go one more guy down. There's a nice little rub right there to get Chris Godwin, but look at the extension and possession.
Floating one for Evans. Mike Evans has it inside the 5 of the Saints. He stayed in bounds against Marshon Lattimore. So that hurry up after a gain of 16 on a perfect throw, and then another toss to Evans.
Yeah, and this was one of the things that Ryan Fitzpatrick told us about. If I get a chance one-on-one on the outside with Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore, I'll take my shots. I respect him as a corner, enjoyed watching him play last year, but you have to understand, Mike Evans is one of the biggest targets, best receivers in the NFL. You've got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, he's 6'5", said I can outjump any defensive back from the 3-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a good touchdown catch. Barber has running room. Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick for Cameron Brate. 3rd down and 2. It's a first down for the Bucs up across the 40. Mike Evans with the catch.
Really nice timing on this. Watch as Mike Evans snaps this route around. We're going to get into a little bit of hurry up right here, but watch him snap this around and then watch the ball. Watch as the ball comes in. There's not much Marshon Lattimore can do. That's just a well-executed play.
Plenty of time. Middle of the field open. It's Evans. Inside the 25. Another Bucks first down. He throws 15 rushing attempts. Perfect balance for the Bucks in the first half. And all day for Fitzpatrick on the run to Mike Evans. Peyton Barber. And on first down, Fitzpatrick. Open, Mike Evans. He is down to the 5 of the New Orleans Saints. And remember the history with Lattimore and Evans going back to last year. A cheap shot, an ejection, an apology. Both said they were over it. They weren't directly involved in that one, at least when it started.
I would like, a little bit more clarity, but here's the big play down the field with Mike Evans.
Working on Marshon Lattimore from New Orleans, where the history. Remember Lattimore jawing at Jameis Winston, and watch Mike Evans come in to defend his quarterback, and he said, hey, it was a cheap shot. I had to defend my guy, and then it erupted. There were ejections and fines and discipline. And they played it the last game of the year, week 17. The Bucks won that game. In fact, these two teams, the last 3 years, have split their 2 series meetings during the course of the season in the division. Peyton Barber. Blitz. One-on-one coverage, and he beat it. Mike Evans, Buccaneer touchdown. $50 yards. Fitzpatrick put it right on the money, and Evans took it in.
He talked about the fact that even though he respected Marshon Lattimore, he was not going to shy away when the opportunity presents itself. The Saints come with a blitz. They bring two defenders from the left side, one-on-one coverage out to the right, beats him at the start, gets on top of him. For a big guy, he's got sneaky breakaway speed. He got on top of Marshon Lattimore. And that one right there, I mean, he's on top of Marshon Lattimore, but he doesn't have to wait. He can just run right through it. If he's got to hesitate, all of a sudden that corner has an opportunity to come in and make a play on the ball. But just great location with his deep balls this afternoon by Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And Evans, one of the top receivers in the game. Fitzpatrick, though, moving around well in the pocket to create. Mike Evans, who hadn't necessarily had great games previously indoors, but here he has lit it up.
He really has. He's been a matchup that New Orleans has really struggled to kind of defend, and that was one of the things that Ryan Fitzpatrick said. I have to take advantage of those opportunities. He's too good. I trust him. He'll go up and make the play. He'll defend the ball. He'll protect the possession, and he's done just that this afternoon.
Spread the ball around to all the receivers. Deshaun Jackson, a touchdown catch. Chris Godwin. Peyton Barber with the carry. And Clout at the 8-minute mark.
With the matchup with Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore on the other side, I think Chris Godwin's a guy that you should pay attention to today.
Godwin, number 12. DeMar Dotson returns at right tackle, missed last week's game. Empty backfield as Winston with a perfect touch connects with Mike Evans in Saints territory. You were just talking about that matchup of Evans and Marshon Lattimore.
I got to tell you what, this Tampa offense on second down, they're the most explosive in the league, and you got to win at the line of scrimmage if you're Marshon Lattimore against Mike Evans. Down the field speed is deceptive. We saw it in week 1. This exact same play over the outside shoulder. Great throw by Jameis Winston, and a huge play to start this game for Tampa Bay.
36-yard connection. Evans with 7 catches, 147 yards in that week 1 matchup. Barber and Winston. 1st and 10 from the 12. Evans back out, had that big 36-yard reception on the Bucks' first possession.
Oh, he's having yet another fantastic career. I can't think of many guys who have started a career with as much impact as Mike Evans has here in Tampa. He's a fun guy to watch, obviously, because he's so competitive, He'll take this challenge with Marshon Lattimore and say, it's going to be on me to win it today.
On 2nd and 10, it's Barber. Territory. Barber.
In here against his Bucks receivers outside.
Bucks must
on Adam Humphries, and yet complete miscommunication.
Winston handing it off.
To get at the beginning of the year.
On 2nd and 8, Chris Rogers.
Again, that's Eli Apple working on Chris Godwin. You can tell already early in this game that that's the matchup that Jameis Winston favors.
Now Mike Evans split out wide to the right, matched up with Marshon Lattimore. Must get to the 12 for a first down.
Davenport just
down and 8. Winston with time. Offense over the last 4 plays. So the Buccaneers.
Aaron Rodgers having his best day.
Joe Philbin now.
Get this Bucks team on the scoreboard again.
Pass caught by Mike Evans for a Bucks first down. Kenny Stills, the ex-Saint, involved in that play. As Winston throws, it is picked off in the end zone. Marshon Lattimore, Sean Payton, and the New Orleans Saints.
Marshon Lattimore, I think he gets both feet in here, and yeah, Jameis Winston's last pick was a similar type throw, Hail Mary type delivery at the end of the game.
Peyton Barber, the football with a big hole.
And we're looking forward to the matchup today. Marshon Lattimore versus Mike Evans on the outside.
Ronald Jones on first down. Peyton Barber again.
Packers, and a good job by Jameis Winston here, climbing in that pocket.
Barber with a first down. Peyton Barber.
And that's why they can take Marshon Lattimore and put him on Mike Evans, because they have Eli Apple, and he can go one-on-one against your number 3. So
Mike Evans is without a catch. He was respectful of this Saints defense. He said they play harder than most, and he said their effort and their swagger create an atmosphere. He says he loves playing in this building, and he thinks that eventually he'll get the ball. So far, the Saints haven't allowed it. Winston will keep and get out of bounds. Ronald Jones. 3rd and goal. Ronald Jones tripped up at the. And if he's been the guy, and we thought he'd be assigned to Evans much of this game, I mean, he's done a job, because Evans only has 2 targets and no catches. Winston. Incomplete. Marshon Lattimore has blanketed Mike Evans for most of the day. 3rd target and no receptions for the 2-time Pro Bowl receiver.
Now working on the outside against Marshon Lattimore. You can see him off the ball right around that 30-yard line. Little bail right there, has the opportunity to spin out. Nice job with the coverage. Here's a matchup all day long. Marshon Lattimore has done a really nice job this afternoon.
And on the short end of this with just over 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, that's one of the big reasons right there. Mike Evans, not any production here today, so you got to credit Marshon Lattimore and what Dennis Allen's defense has done to take him away.
He has a string of 65 straight games with a catch in jeopardy because of that guy. We're talking about Marshon Lattimore and the job he's done shutting out Mike Evans of the Bucks.
Yeah, and one of the things that Marshon Lattimore talked about this week getting ready for this showdown was keeping his focus the entire 60 minutes of the game. He had matched up with some other guys, D'Angelo Hopkins, a couple guys during the course of the season so far, and he felt like there was that momentary lapse of conversation, and then they hit a big play on him. But today, he has stayed locked into Mike Evans all afternoon.
Evans, a 2-time Pro Bowler without a grab, 3 targets. Mike Evans shut out.
Sets up first down at the 46 as they hand it in the last several months. 3 tight ends in the lineup. Here's one downfield, and Evans cannot make the catch, but a flag is thrown. Marshon Lattimore was in coverage. These two hook up quite a bit in the Saints-Bucks games, and here they were. Flag is thrown.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. There's definitely contact.
Defense,
I don't know that I like the call too much.
Spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
There's a lot of jostling going on right there, and they got what the look they wanted. Tom Brady did. It's one-on-one, strength versus strength, and they get Marshon Lattimore with the pass interference.
Did get a grab of that right arm to set up first down. Quick throw, pass caught. Three-time league MVP, hands, and Ronald Jones picks up 2.
It is.
LaShawn McCoy in the lineup for the first time. Tail end of his career with the Boston Braves. There's a handoff here to
about what Breeze's plans are after this season.
Here is a handoff to Jones, and he is just short of first down yardage as DeMar now flags as the two teams start to mix it up. And that's Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore, I believe, getting into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There they are, matched up. Marshon Lattimore is traveling with him, and a lot of conversation between those two over the years. Push in the back, and then that's the guy they usually get, is the one who retaliates. We'll see how they sort this out.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 23, 15-yard penalty from the end of the play, automatic, first down.
So they get the two-time Pro Bowler Lattimore with that shove in the back. And instead of 3rd and 2, it's 1st and 10. With the ball now inside the 30 to the 27.
Yeah, big penalty. And Marshon Lattimore, you know, they were talking about how, take another look at it, is how he's been able to get more focused, you know, in games. Sometimes he would just have these lapses and it would cost him, and you know, that was a definite lapse that cost this football team.
Fournette, great.
To want to run at them because they don't handle the running game so well. That's not the case with Cam Jordan. You are not going to make a living able to make a play on the ball.
LaShawn McCoy in the backfield. We haven't seen much of him.
Hurry, go!
Extra men come late on the rush. The pass is incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. Evans was the target, and he has not been much of a factor so far, except for drawing that 45-yard penalty last time Tampa Bay had the ball.
Well, he had help. Marshon Lattimore had safety help over the top, so he's able to play underneath it. They brought 5 guys, and Tampa Bay actually picks it up pretty well. They block it up. They give Brady time, but there was just nothing there.
Here is Miller getting a block from Evans on the sideline, we're told, as Fournette tries to find.
That ignited them to where they've been able to do the things they've done.
Here's a drop by Evans, who is still shut out. So Mike Evans still shut out. He's been out there all game. But Marshon Lattimore has won that battle. Well, Mike Evans came into this game having played 90 career games in the NFL and had at least 1 catch in 88 of the 90, and both times he's been shut out by the Saints, and was last year by Lattimore. 17. End zone passes Evans, and a touchdown. His first catch of the ball game results in a score. The Pro Bowler from a year ago, bad hamstring and all, able to grab it and get both feet down.
It's really a nice throw by Tom Brady. He's got Mario Davis beat, but he's got to worry about that corner, Lattimore, coming underneath it and making a play on the ball. And he's able to navigate that nicely.
That's Gronkowski in the slot. Handoff through the middle. 3rd down and 14. And Brady will flare it out to Jones. And he will be stopped 11 different guys have caught passes for them. Brady now dancing. Meanwhile, Mike Evans, one of the best in the league, a guy they normally look to a lot, barely looked at tonight to this point.
But look who's guarding him, his old nemesis.
Lattimore.
Interference in this league right now.
Little fade and nobody home there. Evans, who was out for one play, comes back in. Gronk moving. Brady throwing to the end zone, and that's broken up. Lattimore is there. Intended for Evans. They have a goal-to-go situation from the one and can't score. Still 31-0.
One of the most heated rivalries really in the National Football League. Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore, they have been going at it for some time. Lattimore wants him one-on-one all over the field. Down here on the goal line on first down, a clear win for Lattimore. Come right back to him on fourth down, the other side of the field. Lattimore traveled with him over there, and he wins again. We talked to Mike Evans a little bit, who wasn't happy with the non-call right there, but Lattimore was on the receiving end of a cheap shot from Mike Evans. Evans wasn't happy with himself about it, but Lattimore has never forgotten played some of his best football against Evans.
Matchup tonight, they've lined up 18 times. Only 2 targets.
Just saw him.
Nothing.
Yeah,
right. And Evans is the guy they've been going to. Brady's been going to a lot in the red zone, especially when it's at the 1 or 2 yard line.
Yeah, there was a dust up on the sideline, and Evans came over to defend his quarterback, took a huge cheap shot against Lattimore in a prior game. And no one has forgotten that one.
Go back and look at this rivalry. Here we go.
Yeah,
2017.
Yep, who's now a teammate of his, and then there's Evans coming over, and here we go.
This was week 1 this year. Making each other's acquaintance. And away they went.
Yep. But it's the one thing you don't want to do to Marshon Lattimore. When he's engaged and fired up and you put a great receiver and he gets to guard him, bump and run, man-to-man all over the field, that's when he is at his best.
Let's go to Michelle.
Well, I talked to Marshon Lattimore. He told me Evans, quote, pushed me from behind. He was protecting his quarterback, but you don't do it that way. Talking about that first incident you saw there. Regardless, Lattimore says he wants to, quote, dominate Evans, telling me he's one of the best receivers. I have to show I belong in that category. It's our best versus their best. I'll be locked in. He said I'll keep him to 0 catches again. Hasn't quite done that, but has made him less effective for sure.
For sure.
Oh, he's done that exactly. My bad, guys.
0 catches. Yeah, he's won the battle.
Alert.
And the war. And the war, the whole thing. You name it.
Post-game party. You want it all.
Fournette gets the start and gets the football. Combined a loss of 9.
Yeah, good coverage there by the secondary, but
so far in this one, yet again. Ronald Jones in the ball game.
Little confusion there by the Saints defensively. Marshon Lattimore, he is going to go with Mike Evans when he breaks the huddle. It may not always be man coverage, so when Evans went in motion and Lattimore didn't go with him, I said, well, okay, they're going to play zone. But then Lattimore realized that, no, he needed to get over there, and he was a little late. But the Buccaneers not able to take advantage of it. Pretty good matchup between these two guys right here. Here they are at the bottom, locked up. Now, he's getting a little help from the safety.
Brady's over 90% in his 21-year career on third
day, and he has a nice run there.
Fake it to Brown, and now air it out downfield. It is incomplete, no flag. Evans covered by Lattimore.
That's a really great job by Lattimore. This is a throw. You want to try to take the receiver and more towards the middle of the ball, middle of the field, so he can go run and get it. Instead, it's upfield, and that opens it up then for the corner. Lattimore in really great coverage to be able to go up and make a play on the ball. There was no safety there to take it away from him, leading him more towards the middle.
From the 3, Brady throws, pass caught, Evans touchdown. Tampa Bay on top. as he works against Marshon Lattimore.
He just bodies him up. I mean, you're talking about Mike Evans, the size that he has at 6'5". He's able to get inside, use his body like you would in basketball. Brady just tries to stick it on him and let him shield Lattimore off of him and make a play.
Well, Lattimore has had the better of that battle this season. Hadn't given up a catch to Mike Evans during the regular year, but gives up that 3-yard touchdown pass.
Where Kamara is and just opens it up in the middle.
Here is a handoff. Well, when the Saints and the Bucs get together, Lattimore and Evans go face to face, body to body, and they just got into it going to break here at the 2-minute warning a moment ago. Look at next gen stats. The first 2 games, 48 routes, they went head to head. 4 targets for Evans, no catches. He's been targeted twice in this game. 1 catch for the 3-yard touchdown.
On one looks and playing single high safety, but they're changing it up pretty good.
Here's a well set up screen. Here is Fournette. They're rightly. That's the way it's categorized. On first down, here he is. Fournette.
Brady, he'll show patience.
Here's Godwin looking for blocks. Doesn't get him. Well played out on the edge. Lattimore and Williams. 2 takeaways, 2 touchdowns on short fields. Handoff to Ronald Jones, who missed last week with the quad injury. Makes it 3rd and 11 now. A rare Scotty Miller sighting. And that's who Brady goes to.
There was no foul for a hit to the head of the pass receiver. There was, however, holding defense number 23. This penalty's declined.
Big-time contributions in a big game. He didn't realize how banged up he was with that knee that had off-season.
The leading tackler all 4 years he's been with the Saints. Here's Fournette off the left side. On 3rd down, Brady scans over the middle. Godwin pinballs in.
Well, Mike Evans, they line up together in a little bit of a stack. Mike Evans is going to get through the middle, and then he's right off of that. So you can see what that does then to the defender. The 4th quarter of that game.
Evans has some cushion, so they feed it to him for a first down, working against Lattimore. First catch of the day from Mike Evans goes for 6. Up 135 yards the rest of the night. That is Evans and Lattimore matched up to the bottom. Saints showed pressure, then backed off. Brady finds a man zipping a frozen rope.
He's going to work across the middle. Brady does an excellent job sliding to his left, but he's got a drill in that divisional game last year.
Second-year man out of Minnesota has his first catch of the day. Brady wants it all, has a man. It's Evans, but it's too far. Oh, he had a step on Lattimore, and Brady can't believe that he missed him.
It looked like Lattimore may have stumbled off of this as he comes off of that contact. It was just enough to throw him off. Just a little bit. Big first down there.
Here comes Fournette again, trying to get around the right side. He won't. Takes a look at Mike Evans, who has been quiet so far. That's kind of been the thing the last couple of years against New Orleans. Just 10 catches in his last 5 games against the Saints. They're the only team, really, that has slowed him down. 7 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons to open his career.
For him not to be playing after he was active. There's Evans in the slot. Lattimore's on the outside.
Only 1 catch today for Evans.
Well, Evans, as you said, he has the 1 catch for 7 yards, and trying to find ways to get it to him. Marshon Lattimore is not always on him, but he does travel. So when he does go to the slot, then Marshon Lattimore is going to play to the outside. But even if he's on the outside with him, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's locked up in man coverage. So if Evans were to run a deep crossing route, for instance, if he's not in man, he won't continue to go with him. And I think Marshon Lattimore, going back, you watch him over the course of his career. Obviously, Saints fans know that he goes with the best receiver a good part of the time. But that's not to imply that they don't catch balls on him. We saw DK Metcalf, of course, on Monday night with a big touchdown. He's given up some others. In the New York Giants game, he didn't play particularly well. But typically, when he's assigned a great player like Mike Evans, he gets pretty locked in. And here they are together, but he does have some safety help over here to this side. You know, Evans did get past Lattimore. Remember there in that first half,
yeah.
He had a chance, and he and Brady were just unable to connect.
Quick throw to Chris Godwin, who stays on his feet and keeps on going. Godwin.
And then it's the run after the catch. So this is Mike Evans in the slot right here, and that's where Marshon does not travel with him. So when Marshon Lattimore is not on Evans, he typically draws double coverage, and that's what he gets here.
On 3rd and 3, they protect Brady. Scans the field and lets it fly. It's Evans. It's a touchdown. There's a flag down as he beats Lattimore for a 41-yard score. Mike Evans finally. Let's see what the call is.
Pass interference, defense number 23. Penalties declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
It will stand, and you just figured if Tampa Bay was going to have a chance in this game at some point, Mike Evans was going to put his stamp on it.
Well, Brady initially was looking to his right. That's where he was wanting to go with the football. This was the third guy in his read. He comes back to it really late. He's trying to make a move, but then he comes back and he spots Evans. Evans wins right away on the route. He's going to the corner, and just a perfect throw. There was the pass interference there at the very end of that play.
Work on those arms. Fournette to the right. Back to Leonard Fournette.
Here's the matchup with their safety help.
Seconds on that set of downs. And with a minute 41, here goes Tom Brady. Looking for a big shot on the first play, and it's incomplete.
Well, he's working to that side, so it looks like Lattimore is one-on-one, but Marcus Williams is working to that side. Makes it hard.
You know, we're so used to seeing Marshon Lattimore against Mike Evans and some of those great battles they've had over the years. And you want to talk about battles. That is a legitimate battle between those two. Sometime, I think I got that.
The 33.
The Ducker.
The 25 going to hand it off, and it is Ronald Jones with the carry, and he'll gain 3.
Thing for us, so we reward him with the football.
The 36 over the top, #1 recruit in the country. 3rd and 4. He's out as a receiver here. Brady over the middle for Evans, who hangs on. Mike Evans goes up and makes the contested catch for the first down.
Marshon Lattimore all over his nemesis here, going one-on-one, and basically allowed him to come inside. They had some help with the linebackers, but when you throw it upstairs like that, and you have a guy willing to take a hit and that strong and can hang on, these are some big guy catches out here, and I think he got a little shaken up, rolling that neck around.
Handed off to Fournette, and he bumped. Brady stands in, delivers a strike to Mike Evans, who's got the catch down at the 35.
We mentioned how much they want to challenge. You'll see Lattimore, but this short motion, it gets the pressure off. Now he has a free release. They exchange coverage on the back end. Keep an eye on that. They know Marshon Lattimore wants to get up in Mike Evans' face and challenge him and be physical. That's his brand. Really nice job. Great play design by Byron Leftwich there to just give a little short motion and give his star receiver easy access. You see up here, see, that's how close they want to play Mike Evans.
Yeah, that matchup is fun to watch. You know, there's some good receiver cornerback matchups in this game. Those two have jawed back and forth. We'll see Carlton Davis against Michael Thomas. They've jawed back and forth. But this one in particular, look at these stats brought to you by Next Gen. I mean, 112 routes and 4 catches since 20. I mean, that's amazing. What a job by Lattimore when they've been matched up.
Yeah, you mentioned that Lattimore, Mike Evans. There's a lot of history there between that matchup. Not just in the division regular season games, but also in the postseason. And I think what makes the matchup so intriguing, but also one of the few people in the league that seems to be able to handle Mike Evans is that physical, in-your-face style of play that Marshon Lattimore wants to play. It bodes well versus style, where his style matches Mike Evans' style.
And now back to the ground with Fournette. The giant hole up the middle, lowers the shoulder. 2nd down, 4-man rush. 3rd and 8. Gets it out to Fournette. 2nd and 8. 4-man rush.
Brady over the middle. He's got Evans.
This is really one of the first times we've seen him run real man beaters. You can see Lattimore up in press. Off to the left side of your screen. Look at the nice job there. Setting a little bit of a rub, just getting Lattimore to have to play over the top. That's the separation, right?
Remember, the Bucks don't have Julio Jones. They don't have Chris Godwin today. It's worth remembering. Both hurt coming in. Big drop. Brady lofting one. Evans, who can't make the play. Again matched up with Lattimore, and it's incomplete.
The entire time from the moment the ball was snapped, there's contact. He's up in his face, but just watch the entire route. When an offensive player running a route has to just constantly hand fight, constantly run through contact, it just makes it so hard to track the ball. He's got a shot. There was no question when he saw this matchup. One of the best jump ball, 50-50 ball guys in the entire NFL, and Mike Evans. But Lattimore's been in his hip pocket the entire day. Pretty clear.
Yeah, we got the idea. We can read lips. And offense has been, we told you about that big matchup, Lattimore against Mike Evans. Lattimore doing a great job again.
Yeah, you can just see everywhere he goes, Lattimore's right in his hip pocket. You know, he's really just a few times he's given up that drag there. And they kind of create that with the rub with the other receiver. But when it's just been one-on-one, nobody else involved in the play, Lattimore's really won that battle.
Yeah, top of the screen now, that matchup. They bring in the blocking tight end in Keith, 41. Fake. Brady tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Watch Mike Evans here. Right in that pocket, he's wide open. That's where Brady was going with the ball.
Here in a 3rd and 1. They will run. They'll stay with the run. Blitz coming. Brady going deep. Far sideline. Incomplete. Scotty Miller had no separation. Lattimore all over him. And even after the penalty, the Saints get a big hold.
Now we got a fight on the field.
Whoa.
Mike Evans just punched a guy, and now the benches have cleared. Trying to hold guys back off the sideline. Wow.
Well, we told you these teams have been super chatty in their matchups the last couple of years. And it's still going in there.
Yeah, that wasn't your typical. I mean, there was punches thrown. That wasn't your typical post whistle scuffle. This was pretty heated.
Let's see how this started. It's Brady and Marshon Lattimore, and then Fournette gets involved.
Yeah, Fournette. Oh, and then Mike Evans came, and
Both teams to their sideline. Both teams to their sideline.
You see Evans came off, and he just rocked Lattimore. Wouldn't be surprised to see some guys thrown out of this one here, KB.
Yeah, New York can get involved and make decisions here. We told you earlier about Lattimore and Evans. They really don't like each other. They've had issues in the past. And that is really what got this going. And then Evans came on to heat it up. Flags everywhere. Boy, oh boy, what a mess.
Wow.
Mike Pereira, there's a lot to sort out here for these officials. Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, as soon as you see flags hit the ground in this situation, New York can automatically get involved. Not just who was called for the foul, but whoever else participates in the fight. And then they can eject those players. Now, you heard Sean Hockley say both teams go to the sidelines. And so then the officials are going to talk to New York. May take them a while to get this whole thing settled. They're all going to offset, by the way. I don't care how many fouls end up getting called against each team.
Personal fouls on each team. Number 23 for New Orleans and number 13 for Tampa Bay. Both number 23 and number 13 have been disqualified from the game. Those fouls offset. It's 4th down.
So Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore are both ejected. And really their beef is at the heat of this fight.
Yeah, we've seen this this pot's been boiling the entire game. You've seen Lattimore up in Evans' face the entire day, shadowing him. Evans is, of course, frustrated. You know, we've seen Mike Evans do this before in Jameis's time in Tampa. Remember that time Evans came off and came in defense of Jameis. They're not scared to come to their quarterback's aid.
You know, and there's also the fact that the Saints, you know, they're not afraid of this Bucs offense, right? I mean, Lattimore obviously chirping to Brady. That's what started it up. And now you wonder from a football side. That's been the big matchup today. So with the top cornerback and the top wide receiver out, who gets the advantage?
I don't know. I think right now you'd have to imagine that it's still you know, benefits New Orleans, because if you're the Bucs, who's left, right? You came in without Julio. You came in without Chris Godwin. I mean, you're starting to run out of bodies right now. Scotty Miller, Russell Gage. These guys are going to have to step up here in the fourth quarter. It's really all they got.
Before that, remember, it was Lattimore with the great coverage to force this punt. So here's where we see where the ejections affect the game. Alontae Taylor, who's a rookie, second-round draft pick out of Tennessee, is in at cornerback because Lattimore was ejected. Mike Evans also ejected. The New Orleans Saints with 3 turnovers in 5 plays.
Yeah, and it seems like since that fight, you know, since the Evans-Lattimore fight, the Saints just haven't been able to settle back down, right? Penalties, turnovers, they're just out of sorts. The style of play which gotten them here throughout the course of this game, it seems like their emotions got the best of them there for the last few minutes. And next thing you know, instead of being 3-3, they find themselves late in the fourth quarter down 10.
Well, we wondered emotionally, right, who would hold it together the best. And then on the football field, too, you know, you take away the best corner for New Orleans and the best receiver for Tampa Bay, but maybe the 3rd or 4th receiver for Tampa is better than the 3rd or 4th corner on New Orleans.
And it seems like that's the case. And I think we're going to get a really good look at it now. You got to imagine down 2 scores with 5 minutes.
Yeah, it all goes back to Marshon Lattimore and Mike Evans. Bad blood goes back years. 2017 really got it going. I mean, these two just going. I see Jameis Winston's on the other side at that particular time, and it has been heated. It's been physical, penalty-filled. Last year, right, I mean, you see, it doesn't stop after the whistle. This is nothing new, and then it escalated for 2 entire teams on the field, and they both were ejected. And since that happened, as Greg pointed out, well, the Bucs have been the ones that have kind of composed themselves and gotten by. And now they've got the 10-point lead with 5:43 to go. But the story of the game, the turning point, was the fight, an all-out fight in midfield. And really, it was Marshon Lattimore and Mike Evans, and then it just went nuts. Those two got ejected.
Yeah, and as you said, since then, the Saints have just kind of unraveled. You know, a couple interceptions. Just saw the Olave fumble. Every time it seemed like they were going to take control of this game, they've let it slip through their hands.
2-minute warning. The Bucs trying to go to 2-0. And then Mike Evans and Marshon Lattimore, that was the real turning point of the game. I mean, it was a full-on brawl at midfield. They were at the heart of it. They both got ejected. But since that point, Greg, you talked about it. Who was going to step up emotionally and deal with it? The Bucs have been great. Saints, the opposite. That's the difference. So this was Lattimore just made a terrific play on Scotty Miller. But he and Evans were going at it. They've gone at it for 5 years. They were going at it. And then Lattimore jawed at Tom Brady, and then the whole thing escalated to that. Since the fight, that's when the game really changed.
And you said it. That's been brewing for 5 years. It was brewing today for 3 quarters. You know, those guys were going head-to-head. And let's make no mistake about it. Lattimore was getting the better of that matchup. Mike Evans was getting frustrated. He was getting worn out, but tried to come to the defense of his quarterback and ended up getting him ejected.
Baker Mayfield to throw, and right there the catch is made by Mike Evans, and all day we'll be watching him and Marshon Lattimore. Since 2017 they've had quite a history.
In this corner, the 6'5" wide receiver from A&M, Mike Evans, wins round 1 against Lattimore. And you're right, those guys have been going at it for a while now, but Mike Evans knows he needs to be smart about it.
Pickup of 18. Rashad White.
Philosophy.
There is White. Yeah, so far the Evans-Lattimore battle. 1 catch for Evans. 1 target. 1 catch so far, 1 target for Evans, who has Lattimore. Yeah, Dennis Allen said when we tried to find out at Friday's practice, hey, is Lattimore, we're going to assume he's going to travel with Evans. He just said something to the effect, I'm sure you're going to see those two together quite a bit. And there they are at the bottom of your screen.
They are matched up right here once again.
On a 2nd and 7 after the first down pickup. It's a handoff to Tompkins from his receiver.
Got him in the open. Tompkins got him in the open. Tompkins explosiveness to catch a long one at some point.
Vaughn. Mayfield. Evans. He's got it. Tackled right away by Lattimore.
You're going to see these guys matched up. A couple of drops early in the game a week ago from Evans, but here working against Lattimore, and these guys have so much tape on each other, and he talked about the way that you really need to work on the details of your technique, and he fakes him up to the inside like he's going to go vertical, turns that one out. Excellent ball placement from Baker Mayfield.
Dave Canales, his offensive coordinator, said you're the better player in this matchup. Show it. Mayfield with the blitz on, floats one, and we should have a flag, and we do. Evans trying to get upfield on the blitz. Lattimore tackled him.
Pass interference, defense number 23. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
And Marshon Lattimore, he's not real happy about this one because you're going to see Mike Evans kind of get with that arm over, but he just goes with the full tackle move. I don't know what he's complaining about. There might have been some contact from Evans earlier in that one, but you know that you can't do that. I didn't do anything. All I did was tackle him before the ball was in the air.
Big penalty. Sets up the Bucs at the 15-yard line. White. Mayfield hesitates. No room to run. He'll float one. Top of your screen is Evans with Lattimore latched on. Rashad White. Mayfield's throw underneath. He'll pick up a quick 5 to Mike Evans, who's winning the battle. That's his 3rd catch. He also had a major penalty that kept the drive alive. That led to a touchdown. The penalty on Lattimore. Whoa.
Evans, Lattimore, and the rest of the crews know how important these games are. Something happened here. Deep drop for Mayfield. Looking for Evans, and there is a penalty marker thrown as Lattimore and Evans were matched up. Again, 13th game that these two are battling against each other. Mayfield, and now an unsportsmanlike as he got into it with Alontae Taylor. We knew emotions were going to be high. We barely played a minute, and guys were shoving after the whistle. I'm not shocked by it, but both teams, I think their coaches are telling them to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be Marshon Lattimore and Mike Evans. It's been everybody else.
So they'll go back to the ground, and Bucky Irving
out, and here we go.
Inside the New Orleans 45. They'll just be happy with possession. Shepard on the screen. Evans blocking. Shepard working.
Experienced roster.
Here comes Irving.
Top 5 in several categories, including points and yards this year. Begins from the 30 with Baker rolling out and firing. Why not? Right away to Mike Evans to the 41-yard line. That's Mike Evans, that's Marshon Lattimore. They know each other really well. We might see a lot of that tonight.
We might see a lot of that indeed. Probably one of the most bitter individual rivalries that we've ever seen in the NFL. And those two, before this game is over, you are going to see some fireworks.
Their history goes back to Lattimore's days with New Orleans in the division. They played twice a year. It got intense, it got fierce. There were fines and ejections. We're watching tonight. White is now the back. Commanders bring 3, and the throw is Evans again. Mike Evans, first down to the 35-yard line. 23 in front of number 23, Lattimore.
Very simple little deep over route there. You can see Lattimore, and he's not up in his face and jamming because of that bunch formation. you would worry about getting picked off on the crossing routes and all that. So right now playing off Evans, and Evans is taking advantage of that. And remember, Lattimore is out there worried about that hamstring a little bit too.
Tampa takes over at the 20-yard line. It's to Bucky Irving, the rookie fence in the NFL last year, much better this year. But Irving runs through again.
That has really jump-started this offense.
On first down, it's Irving at the end of the night. So stay with us throughout.
Ron Payne, Jonathan Allen.
18 for Baker from the 45. Mayfield now throws. Of course he's going to complete it. Mike Evans going to duck out of bounds in the first down. Gain of 11 to the Washington 44.
Mike Evans just so good. Teams are so afraid of him going down the field deep. And when he stops on that little turnaround, I'm not sure he needs another route. He basically can run a go route, run a stop route, and physically it is just so tough to play against that guy. There are collisions down the field that are not called fouls that sometimes knock defensive backs backwards off their feet.
Disturber. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it. Got Evans to the 11-yard line. Lattimore wanted pass interference. The Bucs are in the red zone. 2 timeouts in 24 seconds and the clock running here.
One-on-one with Evans and Lattimore out there.
The top of the screen, White in motion, Mayfield looking that way, throwing to Evans. A lot of contact on the flag against Lattimore. And the battle is building.
Pass interference, defense number 23. That pass interference occurred in the end zone, so the ball is placed on the 1-yard line, automatic first down.
Mike Evans has 11 touchdowns this year against bump and run coverage, and you see why. There's fighting, there's wrestling, there's all of that, and the big-bodied Evans just more often than not wins those battles. And you could see the arms wrapped around there by Lattimore, and been a rough first half so far for him in this matchup.
1 flag, 4 catches for Evans. First and goal from the 1. Looking to go back to it. To Evans for the touchdown. The headline matchup. Advantage Mike Evans so far. And Lattimore getting a little perturbed along the way.
Quan Martin is going to drop this way underneath this coverage. And Baker Mayfield is going to throw it within an inch of the top of his helmet as he goes across the field. So not only do you have to beat Lattimore on the outside, you got to throw it right over the helmet of Quan Martin on the inside, and they do it all. What a great drive that was.
So you know what you love at this time of the game is it's a playoff game, and your best guy is going to take over. And the Mayfield run on third down that you nailed started it. What happened at the back end of the drive? Mike Evans, I'm going right at Lattimore like we have for years, and I'm going to take care of it. And we got a new ball game.
There was an opinion within the Commanders building that maybe we won't play one-on-one with Lattimore, that we will double team Mike Evans and let Lattimore go over to the other side and play McMillan. We were down on the field, Melissa and I, before the game, and I said something about that to Lattimore, and he said, no way, he's mine. We're going one-on-one all night tonight. He may have vetoed some of the coach's plans.
And that Lattimore-Evans battle, sometimes you build those things up and they don't pay off. Well, you saw on that drive, it's going to be popcorn stuff come the second half. There have been suspensions, fines, words. And now it's a battle in the playoffs between these two. Here's the story of the first half matchup between these two.
All right, let's take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS, and it is Marshon Lattimore and Mike Evans. And so far it has been Mike Evans. Remember, Lattimore coming off a hamstring injury where he's been out for a couple of weeks, and you just wonder, because of the fact that Evans is having such a good first half, do they begin to adapt a different strategy? Do you take a double team and put it over on Evans and single up Lattimore on the other side of the field? So far, the answer is nope.
Starting against each other here. First down. Lattimore comes with Evans to the bottom of the screen. Both backs in for Tampa.
inside, give Bucky Irving.
Just to get back a little bit on this whole Marshon Lattimore, Mike Evans matchup. Remember that Lattimore made the Pro Bowl 4 of his first 5 years. Defensive Rookie of the Year, 11th overall pick. This is one of the really tremendous talents playing corner. And they're both arguably the most physical player at their particular position in the NFL.
Inside.
And every time I find myself sort of looking at the field, and, you know, you can pick and choose what you want to watch. You know, your job is to watch the ball. I can watch anything.
I've been watching them.
So I find myself just watching them almost on every play because, you know, eventually something's happening.
There they go. Third and 4. Mayfield throwing inside to Evans. Beat Lattimore. First down to the 32-yard line. Gain of 19.
So they've got this little mini stack over here on that side. And so you got to be careful not to get picked here, which really sets up these slants. And the problem is that Evans is like a tank running across the field. And you think with an ordinary receiver, you can bump him, you can hit him, you can jam him and throw him off his route. Well, you can't do that to a tank.
He is 6'5", 230.
We have Igbenogany right there, but you're going to have some help. Mike Evans was on the outside, and he faced the double team that time, so they have begun to make that switch, at least down here in the goal line.
Playing the ball, he wraps him up, cuts off his path. It should have been called.
Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving.
Their respective sides.
Mayfield
back and hit him.
Play clock running down. Mayfield off in time to Arden.
Won't you fly?